Good morning, everybody. Today's story is called Stone Soup, and it's all about working together. One cold winter's day many years ago, a band of weary wanderers arrived at a small village on the edge of a large wood. They'd been journeying for many days and they were hungry and tired. At last, said their leader, a large friendly dog. Warm fires, friendly faces, and a nice hot supper. Yes, said the other dog. I'd give anything for a bowl of carrot soup right now. Or a big hearty stew, said the leader, with potato or pasta or rice. There they are, just arriving at the village. As they started to unpack their belongings for the night, however, they noticed that the village was very quiet and it seemed empty. Not many lights at the windows, said one. There's no smoke from the chimneys. There's no one about, added the leader. I wonder what's wrong. They started to put up their tent, and before long one of the doors of the cottagers opened and an old villager came out. It's best you move on, he said. It's been a long, hard winter and we have no food left. We cannot feed you tonight. We cannot even feed ourselves. One by one, the other villagers came out of their houses. We are poor, said one, and hungry, joined in another. We cannot offer you food. Be on your way now. There's the villagers. It's a very sad story. Don't you worry about that, said the leader. We're going to have a hearty stone soup. There'll be enough for you too, if you like. I've never heard of stone soup, said the old villager. Is it good? Good, said the leader. It's the most delicious soup you will ever taste. It's hot, tasty and filling. All we need is some wood for the fire. Well, answered the villagers, we may have a little wood in return for a bowl of your most delicious stone soup. And I can say. Before long, the wanderers had built a roaring fire from the wood that the villagers had found for them. They put a large cooking pot on it, filled it with water, and soon it was boiling busily. The villagers came out to stand around the fire and held out their hands. "Oh, it's good to be warm," they said. "What a good idea to put all our wood together." The leader reached into the cart and pulled out a bundle. He unwrapped it very carefully and revealed a large stone. "Is that it?" the old villager asked. "Just looks like an ordinary stone. Have we wasted our precious firewood for that?" "Ah, this is no ordinary stone," said the leader. "It's a stone soup stone." And he dropped it into the boiling water. There you can see the stones all wrapped up, ready to make the stone soup. The cook dipped in a spoon and he tasted the liquid. "Is it good?" the villagers asked him eagerly. Not bad," he said, "but it needs a little salt." He turned to the leader. "Do we have any salt?" The leader shook his head. "I don't think so." "Oh, it's no good without salt," said the cook. "I'll have to tip it away." "Oh, wait a minute," said one of the villagers. "Let me see. I might be able to find a little bit of salt if that's what's needed." The cook tipped in the salt and tasted the soup. Much better. If only we had some parsley. "Oh, wait," called out one of the villagers. "I think I may know where there's a little bunch of parsley. I forgot all about it until now." And off he went to his cottage to fetch it. "I don't suppose anyone has any carrots, have they?" asked the cook. "He's very good with carrots." "Oh, yes," a small voice called out. "My father's got some carrots hidden in the loft." "Does he have some pepper up there too?" asked the cook. "If he hasn't, I have," cried another. "I'll go get it." And you can see all the villagers are joining in All the villagers are helping. Before long, all the villagers had remembered bits of food and seasoning to go in the soup. Only the old villager had refused to give anything to the meal, saying he had no food in his house at all. Everyone stood around the cooking pot and breathed in deeply. The soup smelled perfect. "Is it ready?" asked a small voice. "We're so hungry." The cook dipped his spoon in and sipped at the broth. "No," he said, shaking his head. "What it really needs now is an onion." Everyone stared at their feet and shuffled uneasily. Then one by one they all turned to look at the old villager. He turned red and muttered, all right. I might just have an onion in my house. Just one, mind." And off he shuffled. Look at the soup now. Now everybody's given a little bit. After a while, the old villager returned, carrying the biggest onion you could wish for. Everyone cheered as the cook dropped it in and threw it into the soup. As the cook chopped it up and threw it into the soup. Even the old villager smiled a little. Here's with the onion going in. Everyone at the feast swore that it was the finest soup they had ever tasted. It was piping hot, rich and filling, and there was enough for everyone to have at least 3 bowlfuls. After they'd eaten their fill, the villagers brought out their fiddles and flutes and they danced late into the night. They've all worked together, they've all helped each other, and now they've got the rewards. Next morning, the wanderers packed up to leave. "Won't you stay a little longer?" the villagers begged. The leader reached into the cart and brought out the stone, wrapped once again in its bag. "This is for you," he said, "but it will only work if you all cook together and if everyone brings something to the feast." The villagers thanked him warmly and they sat down to plan their next supper. The wanderers finished their packing and set off towards the village. Once they were out of sight, the dog bent down, picked up a large stone from the edge of the path and said, "Just in case." There he is. That's the story of stone soup. So, do you think the stone from the soup was really magical? Do you think it was the stone that made the soup taste so wonderful? Or do you think it was all the things that the people brought? Because, we've all got things that make us special. We've all got talents and gifts and things we could do, but on our own, it doesn't always work so good. But if we all bring those things together and we all help each other and we all work together, then we get something wonderful. We're thinking of our Tim and Tom, the teamwork twins. If we work together at school, we can do great things, can't we? Just like the villagers with the stone soup. Thank you. Have a lovely day.